ladies and gentlemen, tonight we have a big show planned for you. Later on tonight, we're going to have Dr. Emily Ewan on, and then after her, we're going to have Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in studio tonight. It's going to be a big night, but first, this doctor needs no introduction because of her breaking edge research on ADHD kids in the classroom. Dr. Courtney Hessling. On such short notice. I know we just called you a couple hours ago and you were just free to come on over. Didn't have any big plans tonight?
No, nothing for me.
Shocking. But your research says that students in the classroom that have ADHD should probably be tested differently than students that don't have ADHD. Am I getting at the right points here?
Yes, actually I have been studying other studies that have been performed on students with ADHD in the classroom, and which is also known as attention deficit hyperactive disorder.
Say that 10 times fast. So let's start with the first one. Was it on students' productivity during test time? Was that what it was about?
Yes, it was. It was a study done in 2011 by Hart. This study was examining 33 students. It was ran in a group of 3 days, and every day the students were put into a different group. They were either put in a small group, a whole group, or an independent group.
And kind of tell me about those results there.
Within the instruction, because they broke it down into how the students performed in instructions and testing, within how they were active during instruction, they were more on task during small groups than both in the whole groups or independent groups. But with testing, they were less productive in small groups than they were in both the independent groups and whole groups.
So kind of some different findings based on what's going on in those circumstances then.
Yes.
And then you had another study as well. Can you tell me a little bit about that one?
Yes, this was also done in 2011 by Pelham.
That's a fun name.
Yes, it's a hard one. It was about music and video and how it affected classroom behavior with students with ADHD. It was mainly ran about boys with ADHD, and then also thrown in there to compare were boys without ADHD.
Now, is there any significance to it being about boys? Do boys tend to have ADHD more often than girls?
Yes, it is found more common in boys with ADHD, and I mean girls also have it, but it's at a higher
percentile for males?
Yes. So with this study, they actually subgrouped it into two separate studies. The first one was on video in the classroom. They had 41 boys in there with no distractors, and when they did put the distractors in there, it produced significantly more difficult for the boys with ADHD to perform the tasks at hand. They also tried it with giving the boys ADHD medicine, MPH, and it improved their skills or their performances a lot better. And then in the other part of the study was with music. The individuals had a slight difference than what they did before, and most individuals had their own reaction to them. Some were adversely affected and some were better benefited without the distractors and without the medication in general.
So students with ADHD can't be generalized either, just like traditional students in the classroom. Every single one of them is diverse in some way or form then.
Yes, and I believe that all students should be assessed differently due to some have different things going on, especially with the form of ADHD as a distractor.
All right, Doctor, appreciate having you on the show.
Thank you so much.
When we come back, Dr. Emily Ewan and her breaking edge research on student athletes and their performance in the classroom. We'll be right back. Keep it here, folks.